I don't really know how to start this video. So, I mean, you read the title. You already know what happened. Nationals is canceled. That's a big deal in many ways. Nationals is a very special competition for, I think, any figure skater in the world. Right? It's probably the one competition that you train for all year. We knew it would have been a difficult year, right? So, I knew from the get-go that things were going to be really weird from like last year in March, right? And I feel like I'm making a third cancellation video. Maybe it's just me, but I feel like I'm making so many of these videos, and like we were off the ice and then we're back on the ice, and I felt like I was getting somewhere, but then we canceled one thing and then canceled another thing. There's so many things I want to say. I can't formulate in my head right now. This is pretty fresh. So I guess I'll just sort of explain. I just got off the call with Skate Canada. We had a big group call. The thing is about these group calls is it's almost never ever good news. And so today at around noon, I got an email saying that we have to do one of these phone calls again. And I had a bad feeling because I was already hearing stuff being thrown around since Challenge going into Nationals, which, by the way, like I skated Challenge a month ago. I still haven't seen that. And they're by the way, just so you know, they're gonna stream it and judge it live on Friday. So if you want to go watch that, go to Skate Canada website. You can watch that. Unfortunately, for a lot of those skaters who are competing at that event, there's nowhere from there for this season. Nationals is canceled. It's done. No, there's no postponing. There's no virtual event. There's nothing. It's done. And I'm sure there's a lot of questions you guys might have, a lot of questions I had, and a lot of questions that I had were answered. So I'm going to share some of them with you. We got on the phone. They were basically upfront with us right away that saying they don't have good news. Nationals is canceled. And the reason, everyone knows the reason already. Unless you've been born yesterday, you know exactly why everything's canceled. Like I said, knowing going into this, I knew it would have been weird, but I didn't think it'd be this weird. I really thought we'd be sort of in a better place at this time of the year. And I mean, I guess we're not, but that's okay. You know, that's just sort of, I mean, I don't know. I'm sorry right now if I'm so frazzled. I can't concentrate. I'm just so distracted. I literally got this news like an hour ago. Some people had their videos up. Those of you who are living in this age know that all these Zoom meetings / Microsoft Teams or Google Classroom, whatever, you can decide whether or not you can have your camera on. I wasn't brave enough to have my camera on, but there's a lot of people who had their cameras on, and you could visually tell once the news was given that the whole national team was pretty disappointed. There were definitely a lot of tears there. I'm telling you, I definitely wasn't brave enough to keep my camera on. Like I said, Nationals is a very special event for all of us, right? We all wanted to be there. Alas, you know, I guess it wasn't possible to run a safe event. And you know, I'm just gonna say thank you to Skate Canada, because I know that they tried everything they could to run a safe event for us, and that just wasn't possible at this point in time with all the things. The biggest problem that they expressed everything with us. They were so transparent and very informative about why and what is going on and what they're dealing with, and just big shout out to them. Like I'm sure it was a hard time this whole year, but they're doing, like, I'm happy with like the amount of effort they're putting in. The issue is, out of Challenge, these are rough numbers because we don't exactly know yet, but they gave me a number. I can't remember. It was either 83 or 85% of the skaters who are going to Nationals are from the hardest hit provinces in Canada. 85% of those skaters are from hotspots, and we're all going to go into Vancouver, which is doing a better job with the situation. The government was basically saying it's a big no-no to fly out all these skaters from hotspots into a pretty well-handled area. That's reason number one. We have a hard time finding just training ice right now. Like in Ontario, we are lucky. Like in this GTA area, we are so lucky to actually have some kind of training right now, because I know other places that are struggling. I know skaters in Alberta who are locked down, but they have no ice. We managed to secure ice for only high performance, but there are other people who are much worse off, which is also another factor, was that a lot of skaters are just not training. You can't really move it. There's nowhere to move it, really, to move the event, that is, without moving into a hot spot, or without moving hot spot skaters into a cold spot. I don't even know if this is the right terminology, but you get the point. Virtual would also be impossible. I know Challenge was held virtually, but in my opinion, I don't think nationals, like with the magnitude of the event, to hold it virtually would be like really weird. Okay, put it this way. There was a hard time securing times and bubbles to even pull off Challenge. So having Challenge run the way that it is already a feat of itself. I'm amazed that it went through. Only problems are there's honestly huge time disparities between when people were performing. I know, for example, me in York region, it was just Nam and I. We skated like a Monday, Tuesday, and then all the other Toronto skaters skated Thursday, Friday. So, okay, fine. There's a couple day disparity, whatever. But I heard that people from British Columbia are skating like 3 weeks after us. So this event has basically lengthened. There's a disparity between performances by like 3 weeks, right? And there's just nothing they could do. I'm assuming there's nothing they could do. And good luck finding, if we could barely secure times to do it then, good luck finding times to secure it now. And then try to actually not have that time disparity, which I think is crucial if you want a good nationals event. So virtual would be basically impossible given our restrictions. I mean, some people are, like I said, some people aren't even skating right now. How are you going to hold a virtual event? I'm sure there have been a lot of, and I've been thinking the same way. They held the World Juniors for hockey. I mean, there's a lot of professional sports. Unfortunately, there is more support for professional sports. That's just the way that it is. We're in an amateur sport. Unfortunately, it's just naturally we're not going to have as much support in any way, both financially and just in every way imaginable that you can explain. Professional sport will be easier to pull off. I heard that last year, I don't know, last season of the NHL, the amount of money they spent on trying to creating bubbles was like, I don't know, upwards of like 75 million. I don't know if that was per team or if that was over, I don't know. A lot of money that skating, unfortunately, does not have. So bubbling would be impossible. I heard the World Juniors, just getting them all tested and stuff. All the money with that. Just copious amounts of money. And hockey just has more money than figure skating. Believe it or not, in Canada, that's just the way it is. Money doesn't grow on trees. That's why that's what it is. And ultimately, I guess the conclusion is Nationals is canceled. I mean, the official statement for Worlds hasn't been released. I imagine, I wouldn't be surprised if Worlds gets canceled. I think all of us are on the edge of our seats waiting for the saying about Worlds. I don't even know if they do. We don't have a Nationals. The selection process for Worlds, that's a little bit of a mystery. So the whole world situation, honestly, I'd say I wouldn't even worry about it until you even find out if Worlds is going to happen. I'm hearing the official meeting, like the final meeting for Worlds, is going to be last week of January or something in that range. You have to wait 5 to 10 days from now. I think I'm going to take the day off just to sort of recover from this. I'm definitely really disappointed. I really wanted to do this event, but I mean, there's nothing I can really do right now. This week is going to be like, I started off this week training. It was really weird because I was already thinking about Challenge, and the problem with Challenge is I don't even remember how I skated. I feel like I was pleased with it, but now I'm wondering, like I start overthinking and I'm thinking like, what did I do exactly? And what would the score look like? I don't know. It's just usually when we skate, we perform, and then when we get off the ice to go onto the kiss and cry, you're reviewing in your head what you did. Because when you perform, sometimes I find in competition, you're in such a zone and you're in such a place that your skating becomes a blur to you. You do it every day. It all becomes very, very much a blur. And I couldn't, like now thinking about it, I can't really remember. And my biggest worry by far is that it will be worse than I remembered it. That's my biggest worry right now. Is if it's worse than I remembered, I'll be a little disappointed. So I'm like stressing over that right now. And then I got this news today. It's okay. It's fine. I'm sorry to give you guys this bad news. I'm sure you guys already saw it on Twitter. If not, this is the news. I'll take the day off. I think I'll take the day off. I need to chill. Then gonna regroup and reevaluate what I need to do next, and then just take it from there. Yep. Like this video if you liked it. Dislike if you disliked it, and I'll catch you in the next video. Hopefully in a better mood than this video.